Did you know that smell is the fastest way to affect your mood? That aromatic molecules have a direct route through the olfactory system right to the limbic center of your brain, where emotions and memories are stored? It's true. And I'm Teresa Lisum, and I'm going to walk you through an essential emotions release process. And we're going to be releasing the emotion of grief or grieving with an essential oil called Console. So stick around. Once those aromatic molecules hit that limbic center, it causes a chain reaction, a cascading effect through the entire body within 60 to 90 seconds. And those molecules of essential oils can interrupt old emotional response patterns. And they can also create new neural pathways to help retrain the brain to respond in healthier ways to stressful or emotionally charged situations. That is the power of essential oils and their connection with our emotions. So we are going to be working on the emotion of grief. And the oil we're going to be using is a blend called Console, which I have right here. Comes in a 5 ml bottle and a roller bottle. And if you don't have Console, that's okay. You can actually call upon the energy and the frequency of Console and imagine that it is encompassing your body, your lungs, your amygdala during this whole process. You might be able to substitute, you will be able to substitute other oils, such as frankincense, maybe ylang ylang, maybe some sandalwood or rose. Those would all be oils that you could use as a substitute. If you absolutely don't have any of those, not to worry, just grab any essential oil that you have handy, and you can use it as a replacement for right now. And then maybe once you move through this process, you might consider getting some Console for yourself so you can keep reinforcing those new neural pathways that we're making. So I just want you to know that I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a fixer. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a counselor. I'm merely a guide along your journey to claiming your wholeness and your emotional freedom. I'm here to hold space for you with loving kindness and compassion as you move through this process. So you're doing the work. I'm just a partner and a guide along this journey. You're here to release unwanted emotions so you can get to the answers and the solutions within you. So we're going to go ahead and look at the description for Console and see what it's all about. I'm going to invite you to jot down on some paper anything that resonates with you. So Console is a blend of tree and flower oils, and they're formulated to assist us or those in need of emotional comfort. It soothes emotional pain after periods of extreme stress or trauma. Console assists individuals who are burdened by loss, grief, or tragedy. And when past emotional hurts resurface, Console can assist in releasing those emotional burdens. When a storm is raging in one's heart or one's mind, when there's no relief from fear, no relief from emotional pain or anxious feelings, Console can assist individuals in taking the first steps towards healing. It encourages individuals to seek divine intervention so they may experience the ever-present mantle of warmth, love, and consolation. This blend, Console, helps ease burdens, assists in experiencing a serene heart and mind, and guides individuals towards emotional rest. Some of the negative emotions you could substitute in place of the word grief or grieving are loss, trauma, traumatized, anxious, restless, unsettled, emotional pain, and burdened. Remember, if you don't have console, you can use a substitute. Can use frankincense, possibly patchouli, ylang ylang, maybe some sandalwood or some rose. If you absolutely have no oil, remember, just grab whatever essential oil you have and think about getting some afterward. So I'm going to invite you just right now to invite in the frequency and the vibration of console if you don't have it. I'm going to give you a moment or two to do that. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I'm going to invite you to jot them down, jot down the answers, or at least have them in your head. And you can always come back to them later and maybe journal about them and explore them a little bit more. What did I lose? What will it take to process that loss and move forward? So let me repeat those. What did I lose? And what will it take to process that loss and move forward? So you have your questions. Again, you can just hold them in your heart, look at them, revisit them later. But for now, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and let's think and feel and notice and have an awareness around that grief, that grieving in your body. Can you locate where this emotion of grief is held in your body? Just what are you noticing? Are you noticing any color? Any texture? Maybe it's rough. Maybe it's smooth. Maybe it's gritty. Does it have a weight to it? Is it light? Is it heavy? Does it have a shape? Is it wispy? Is it fuzzy? Is it solid? Just notice. And if you're not noticing anything, that's okay too. Now just see yourself expending the energy it takes to maintain and hold on to that emotion of grief. And are you ready to let it go? So let's do that. So again, you can close your eyes. You can leave them open during this next moment or two. I do invite you to have your oil close by. We're going to be using it here pretty soon. So I'm going to ask you to repeat in your head or repeat out loud. And I'll repeat it a few times slowly so you can repeat it after me. I choose to release this grief with all of its negative attachments and hold on me. I now choose to release this grief with all of its negative attachments and hold on me. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. I now hand it over to the divine for transformation and healing. Then I'm going to offer you a visualization. So if your eyes are open, I'm going to invite you to close them now. I'm going to ask you to see yourself releasing this grief. Visualize it floating out of you. Wherever it was being held, whatever shape you saw, whatever texture you noticed, anything about that grief that you noticed in your body a few moments ago. Visualize it floating out of you, higher and higher, taking all of its attachments with it. Feel yourself becoming lighter, more free as it leaves your mind, your body, your spirit. It might float away in the form of balloons or bubbles, or just on the breath of air, just on the wind. See it completely taken away and dissolved by the divine. And then I'm going to invite you, when you're ready, to inhale your oil, your console, or your substitute oil 3 times with 3 deep cleansing breaths. You can do it right from your bottle. You can put some in the palms of your hands, rub your hands together and breathe it in that way.